Hi, this video is about how to write a three-part parallel thesis statement. A thesis statement should be arguable. That means somebody's going to disagree with your point of view. It should have three parts. It should list three reasons for you stating your opinion. Those are your three claims. And your three claims should begin with the same part of speech. Is one if one of your claims starts with a verb, they all have to start with a verb. If one starts with a verb ending in ed, they all have to start with a verb ending in ed. A thesis statement is one sentence, one, not a paragraph. It's one sentence. And remember, a thesis statement is not a paragraph. It is a sentence, one sentence. So I'm going to pull up slides that shows the parts of a thesis statement. A thesis statement is written in three parts. Part one is your opinion about the topic. Part one is the main idea. It says what you believe. Part three of a thesis statement is why you believe what you believe. It is three reasons or three ideas or three claims stating why you stated your opinion in the main idea or in part one. Then part two of a thesis statement is a transition, a very simple transition where you link your main idea to your three claims. It's a bridge, it's a link, linking your main idea to your three claims. This is a map of a thesis statement. It is one sentence, not a paragraph. One sentence. It starts with a main idea. Then you have a transition and three reasons or three claims why you stated your main idea. All those three parts are written in one sentence. Here's a sample. A spouse's role in building self-esteem in their mate begins with reassuring them of their good qualities, creating a wholesome home environment, and supporting them in their relationship. So a spouse's role in building self-esteem in their mate is your main idea. You're saying that a spouse has a role. A role in what? In building self-esteem in their mate. A transition begins with, it's a simple transition linking your main idea to your three claims. In this case, the three claims are reassuring them of their good qualities, creating a wholesome home environment, and supporting them in the relationship. So we see the claims start with the same type of word: reassuring, creating, and supporting. Those are verbs ending in ing. Reassuring them of their good qualities, creating a wholesome home environment, and supporting them in the relationship. Notice you just can't say a spouse's role in building self-esteem in their mate begins with reassuring, creating, and supporting. You have to explain those claims. Reassuring them of what? Creating what? And supporting them how? Your claims have to be in detail, but you want to use as fewer words as possible. This is a thesis statement. Notice it is one sentence, not a paragraph. Here's another example. Successful college students will always seek help early, study 3 to 4 times to 4 hours per class, and socialize less often than before. Successful college students in this case is part one, the main idea. Will always is part two, a transition. Seek help early, study 3 to 4 hours per class, and socialize less often are your three claims, all starting with a verb: seek, study, and socialize. Again, you have to explain those verbs. Seek what? Seek help early. Study how? Study 3 to 4 hours per class. And socialize when? Less often than before. Here's another example. This example is a question. Why should parents monitor what their children watch on television? So let's move to a Word document. This is the question. Why should parents monitor what their children watch on television? The main idea is parents should monitor what their children are watching on television. Somebody else might say parents should not monitor what their children watch on television. Your opinion is your opinion, is what makes you you, and it is valid. Everybody's opinion is valid. I will not tell you whether your opinion is right or wrong, because what I think about your opinion, it doesn't matter. My job is to have you take what you think, not teach you how to think, but help you take what you think and put it in the correct form for academia. In this case, the transition is to prevent them from. And then the claims are being exposed to violence, viewing nudity, and hearing profanity. So those are three reasons why I think a parent should monitor what their children watch on television. You might have three other reasons or three other claims. Somebody else might have a completely different view. It is okay, but it is your job as a writer to support what your claims are with specific examples and details. So in looking at this thesis statement, this is the thesis statement. You're going to take the main idea right here. A parent should monitor what their children watch on television. And this is the first part of the sentence. Parents should monitor what their children watch on television. It's the main idea. Here is the transition right there. And you see it in the sentence. To prevent them from is the transition. Sometimes the transition is simply the word is, are, or because, but keep it as simple as possible. And these are the three reasons why I stated parents should monitor what their children watch on television. Those claims you see are in the sentence. That is to prevent them from being exposed to violence. The second claim is viewing nudity. And the third claim is hearing profanity. That is a three-part parallel thesis statement. Your job is to study how to write a three-part parallel thesis statement so that when it comes time to write an essay, you will get that down pat off the bat. So have a wonderful day. And let me just check the PowerPoint to make sure I talked about everything. I think that's it. Yep. Well, let me show you this part. Is this a parallel sentence? If you want to pass the course, you have to study hard, taking good notes, and attendance at every class. It is not. Why? Because study hard, taking good notes, and attendance at every class are not parallel ideas. To make them parallel, we restate to say to study hard, to take good notes, and to attend every class. So the thesis statement looks like this. If you want to pass the course, you have to study hard, to take good notes, and to attend every class. Another way of writing that is to take out all the words to, T-O, and use it only one time. When you use it only one time as a transition, then we know that it goes with all three of your claims. And this is the example. If you want to pass the course, you have to study hard, take good notes, and attend every class. The first example is not written in the parallel form. The ideas are really great, but they're not written in a parallel form. The second two examples are parallel, but you show the parallelism in a different way. I'm gonna leave that up for a second, just so you can see the differences in these sentences. Another example, Terry should get the promotion because he gets along with co-workers, he works hard, and a knowledge of the business. So that's not a parallel sentence. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. To fix it, we need to say he gets along with his co-workers, he works hard, and he knows the business. So it would be switched from Terry gets along with his co-workers, he works hard, a knowledge of the business, to he gets along with his co-workers, he works hard, and he knows the business. And this is what that would look like. The first sentence is not a parallel sentence. To make it parallel, look at the second two. There's two ways of making that parallel. It all stems with the transition. In this case, the transition is because he, simply because he. Another example, the Student Government Association met to decide on student activities, creating a budget, and for the purpose of reviewing the bylaws. Now, those are really good reasons why a student government association is supposed to meet, but they're not written in a parallel format. To do so, we're going to say to decide on student activities, to create a budget, and to review the bylaws. So we're changing creating to say to create. We're saying for the purpose of reviewing, we're changing it to review. To decide on student activities, it was okay. And this is what that should look like. The first sentence is not written in parallel form. The second two sentences are. The Student Government Association met to decide on student activities, to create a budget, and to review the bylaws. Another way of making that parallel is to take the word to, and instead of making a part of your claims, to make it a part of your transition. In the second example, it says the Student Government Association met to. Why did they meet? To decide on student activities, to create a budget, and to review the bylaws. That's why they met. That is how to write a three-part parallel thesis statement. Let's take a look at the Word document again. Here's the question. Why should parents monitor what their children watch on television? That's the question. Why? My main idea, parents should monitor what their children are watching on television. Or I could say parents should not monitor what their children are watching on television. My transition in this case is to prevent them from. To prevent them from doing what? Being exposed to violence, viewing nudity, and hearing profanity. Then I write that in a sentence. Notice it is one sentence here. That is my three-part parallel thesis statement. My part one is the main idea, part two is a transition, and part three are a list of 3 reasons why I stated my main idea. I hope this is helpful. Play it over and over and over again so that you can write a 3-part parallel thesis statement effectively.